We hope you enjoy our little video, which describes all the different aspects of health that the Gamekeepers Welfare Trust offer. And this means from the Nurse Advice Clinic, which is open for gamekeepers, for gillies, for stalkers, allied professions, and all the families as well. So it might be child illness, it might be an injury, it might be a diagnosis. The nurses are there to help you. They are professional nurses, but they are not affiliated to the NHS, so it's totally confidential. The health checks that we've been running all over the country have proved really successful and really helpful, and they've uncovered some really worrying symptoms. So we've saved lives.
We are underkeeper apprentices from Sparkshot College. We've heard about the Gamekeepers Welfare Trust Nurse Clinic,
but we don't know much about it.
In 2022, the Nurse Clinic was initiated to provide a health service within the industry to support gamekeepers, gillies, stalkers and their families.
You can speak to one of our nurses through the Nurse Advice line. You can also see us at a number of different events and shows throughout the year.
Our physical health checks include blood pressure, heart rate, diabetes checks, ears checked and any other health concerns you may have.
Is the Nurse Clinic just for gamekeepers?
We are here to support the industry as a whole, past and present.
Whether you're a gamekeeper, gillie, stalker or member of the family.
Is the advice line just for mental health issues?
The Nurse Advice Clinic is not just for mental health. It can be any health-related worry or concern you or your family may have.
All of the nurses understand the industry and we are here to support you in any possible way we can.
The Gamekeepers Welfare Trust Nurses Advice Line and their health check. How is it going to benefit me? What's it going to do for me? And is it worth looking into?
Thank you for a great question. It's a quick and easy way to reach nurses at a time that suits you. We understand your jobs, the stresses they bring, the physical demands of them, so we can recommend things that you should be looking out for your health and advise on things that you're currently going through. It's 100% confidential, nothing that you say to us goes back to the NHS or goes on your records, so please make use of our services and speak to us at a time that suits you best.
Will speaking to a nurse pose a risk to my firearms?
As a licence holder myself, I can fully relate to this question and why people have this concern. Please be assured that when speaking to a nurse through the Gamekeepers Welfare Trust, information is fully confidential and is not shared with any other service. We want this to be a place you can talk to someone without having the extra worry on your shoulders about your licence or your job. We will always put the welfare of the individual first, but you can talk to us in confidence.
If it wasn't for coming on the Gamekeepers Day at school this year and the MOTs that they're doing, I wouldn't have known I had a blood pressure of over 220. I've no symptoms, nothing, but the blood pressure was seriously high and very life-threatening. And if it wasn't for the Gamekeepers Welfare Trust, that would be it.
Right, my friend Wilson McFarlane got his health check done down at Game and Country. When he obviously failed, he got told he had high blood pressure. This was maybe 3-4 months ago now, and he's still gone to the doctor, so he never knew he had it until he got his health check done.
We offer counselling free, which has helped a lot of people, and we offer the health packs with all sorts of information and support in all sorts of areas. The stag training is there for you, for the keepers, for the stalkers, for the gillies, to help you with your mental health, to help you with building up your own resilience and helping with your communication skills.
As a recent storyline in the BBC rural radio soap The Archers has pointed out, gamekeepers find it particularly difficult to admit to challenges with mental health. Such an admission could lead to losing their gun licence, their job and often their home as they live in tied cottages.
Right, good morning everybody. Thank you very much for coming.
Helen Benson from the Gamekeepers Welfare Trust, introducing what they call stag training. The course has been developed with ex-military personnel to tackle difficult issues that gamekeepers, gillies and stalkers face. Those who have developed the training say there are parallels in both occupations.
Certainly the military aspect of it, there is now an acceptance of PTSD, there's an acceptance that you've got to do something at the end of an operational tour in order to be able to get people to de-stress. And the more we can take that on and put that into every workplace, because every workplace, everybody can get stressed out by work. You know, you don't have to be doing a particularly macho job. As soon as time pressure comes on, lack of sleep, more and more work, and still requiring 300 bird days on a pheasant shoot or whatever, and you know, then the pressure's on. And where there's pressure, there's stress.
Not only does the training offer an opportunity to meet up with your neighbour over a brew and a biscuit, but those who have done the course feel it's given them some valuable insights.
We're not medical people, but I think the stag training give us a little inroad into, you know, people who've had accidents and how are you doing, and you know, maybe that's, you know, you look out for such problems. I'm not going to be an expert in it, but you certainly pick up on, you know, well, he's usually good crack, he's gone quiet all of a sudden. Anything wrong? No, there's nothing wrong. You talk to them for another 10 minutes and have another coffee. Spend a bit of time with people.
The Hind course is there for partners and wives. We know that it's very stressful living out in remote locations sometimes with long hours and virtually ringing up your children on your own. Well, that's how it feels sometimes. So the Hind course is online and in groups wherever you want them to be. We just need a few people and we can run those.
Hi, my name is Sally Thompson. I'm a volunteer with the Gamekeeper Welfare Trust. My background is a mental health nurse, specialising for 32 years working with children, young people and families. Helen asked if I would look at devising some online training for partners. This was really off the back of the success of the stag training and the feedback that Helen received. So we implemented the Hind course. The aim of Hind really is to give people firstly an insight into mental health issues, so identifying fairly common mental health presentations, i.e. anxiety, depression, and really just being able to have some sort of insight into what to look for in our partners and loved ones.
Feeling low?
Hello, my name's Sue. I'm one of the nurses from the Gamekeepers Welfare Trust. Can I help?
Getting help doesn't have to mean risking your firearms licence. The Gamekeepers Welfare Trust offers a helpline which is manned by nurses. And the GWT is encouraging people to keep an eye on their friends with its check-in with a mate scheme.
We know that things are tough right now. We thought after COVID things would settle down. They didn't. We had avian flu. And that devastated some areas throughout the country and was a big time of anxiety and continues to be to a certain extent. And what happened then? We've got a lot of pressure from the government and from DEFRA. DEFRA with the GL43 right now, and in Wales with the game bird release, and in Scotland with the Mewburn. A lot of pressures for a lot of people.
The GWT helpline is confidential, anonymous and operates outside the NHS. So nurses don't pass on your name to government agencies. Steve Stringer is a gamekeeper and ambassador for the scheme in Wales. His wife Sue is one of the nurses who works with the trust too. The death of a gamekeeper in Devon recently highlighted the need for mental health support.
I don't know much about the poor chap in Devon, only what I've read about it, and it's so sad. You know, he was the head keeper on a big estate down there, and the trouble is with keepers, they're not good at talking to people. You know, we work alone quite often. Obviously we come home, but do we talk to our family about it? Probably not, and it's just so sad, you know, and he's not the only one. I mean, it's been happening over the years, and I just think it's great that the Gamekeepers Welfare Trust are trying to do things, and they're only on the end of a phone. You know, they've got professionals there, you can talk to them, ring them up, it's all anonymous. You know, and a lot of lads are worried about mental health because of their shotguns, certificates, firearm certificates, which is a big taboo. So they're keeping it bottled up. But just, you know, we've all got mates, talk to your mates.
We're there to listen. So that's really, really important in all sorts of scenarios that we come across. Thank you to all those who've taken part. There's nothing more important than health.